Picture a perfectly ordinary Airbus cruising at 35,000 feet. I am not calling the company. Here the main company is Boeing. Suddenly a single switch serves the fuel supply to both engines. That is not turbulence, that is a death sentence. AI-171's fuel cutoff wasn't random. It was either catastrophic error or deliberate act. And today we uncover who, why, and how that single flick endangers 270 lives. Buckle up, buckle up, because your next flight depends on what we learn right now. At 9:17 a.m., AI-171 left the runway. By the 10:04, both engines had failed. Uh, the timings here is not correct, but the timings I had already discussed in my past video. You can check there. So let's move forward. What followed was 12 minutes of radio silence, chaos in the cockpit, and descent without thrust. It wasn't a crash, it was a nosedive. It was a nosedive, as the ATC is thinking. I double quoted as the ATC is thinking. But the plane crashes with the tail on the ground, which is wrapped in confusion. Each second mattered, and each second revealed system cracks that were long ignored. Aviation experts flagged the pilot's suicide angle. Familiar? It happened with the German wings in 2015, but hold on. That the nosedive incident you remember about the China, that a whole plane comes in the speed of light and crashed into the mountain with the straight nose of the aircraft. That was a suicide angle. But hold on. Again, Repo said the fuel switch was serviced and within tolerance. So was it a men's decision or a ticking time bomb? Ignored in hangars. Our job isn't to speculate, it's to demand protocols that leave no room for doubt. The fuel cutoff switch had no safeguard, no lock, no redundancy, no digital override. One accidental flip and two engines starve in midair. A, a 3 crore aircraft brought down by a rupee 300 plastic toggle. This isn't just engineering negligence, it's a design indifference that became deadly. Airlines, especially Boeing, love the word efficiency. But hidden behind that is a culture where technicians skip checks to meet KPIs. AI-171, Boeing Dreamliner, didn't just crash from the sky, it crashed from a checklist. Nobody double checked. Every accident is an unpaid invoice for shortcuts taken yesterday. We talk about aircraft fatigue, but what about human fatigue? Mandatory screening sound good on paper, but many airlines treat mental health like lost baggage. Ignored it until it screams. If we don't normalize mental check-ins, we normalize risks with every takeoff. The the black box gave us 90 seconds of truth. But real stories buried in weeks of ignored technician memos, unfiled maintenance requests, and delayed upgrades. We don't need better recordings. We need better records. On ground, in hangars, in HR files, safety doesn't start in cockpit. It starts on the invoice form. VIP optics as crash site. Moments after the crash, the CM, the PM, the Home Minister visit the crash site as they are the rescuers. right? Rescue workers ran in until VIPs drove in. Camera crews set up faster than ambulance. We saw stage concern and delayed response. I purpose a 48 hour. I purpose a 48-hour no VIP zone after every disaster. If you were not holding a stretcher, stay outside the picture. Please, all kind of leaders, so-called leaders, from the Mangalore crash in 2010 to this one, Air India safety ledger is stained with repetition. Reports gather dust and recommendations remain wish list. Unless we enforce consequence, these planes will keep falling like badly written sequels. EGCA job is regulation, but they often show up with condolence, not accountability. Why weren't outdated switches flagged in annual safety reviews? India needs a civil aviation safety tribunal with teeth, not clipboard experts checking boxes while planes turn coffins. One dual the way forward. What is the solution of that? One dual redundancy in every critical flight control. Second, mandatory quarterly mental health assessment for flight crew. Third, disaster site protocols banning VIPs in first 48 hours to 72 hours. Enforce this. And AI-171 becomes a turning point, not just a tragic headline. Let's not wait for another crash to learn the same lesson twice. Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you. Stay safe.